Hi there and welcome back to another video with Mountain Tribe Homestead. My name's Amberly. This is another week in the life video. This week started out with my birthday and we celebrated at my parents' house. They surprised me with cake and pizza and presents. This year my family focused on getting me presents and gifts that were going to be completely useful in my everyday life. So along with the garden gnome, my family surprised me with a large stainless steel stock pot. It has measurements on the inside so I can see how many quarts are in the pot. And this is a size that I definitely needed because I had a smaller one that just wasn't big enough. And then I had a very, very large one that was just overly way too big that I use only a few times a year. They also threw in two different sizes of mason jars, which I've been trying to expand the collection of mason jars we have because we are going to be preserving more and more food than we've ever preserved before. They all went in and helped purchase this KitchenAid stand mixer, which has been on my list of wants for many, many years, and this is going to make my kitchen work so much easier. So I'm very over-the-top excited to use that stand mixer. I opened up one of the gift bags and inside of it was all different sized tin jars for my candle making. These are the tins that I use to make my candles that I sell on our website. And the funny thing is that I actually, the day before, had went to the store trying to find these little tins to make candles because I need to restock, but I could not find them. I only found one size and they were completely out of the other sizes. And come to find out, it's because they went to the store and bought out all of the other sizes before I got there. I thought that was really funny. All right, moving into the kitchen. We made smoothies this week. We have been trying to clear out our freezer space to continue to make room for our hog that we're going to be receiving in the next couple of months. So I had lots of fruit in the freezer and decided we were going to blend it all up and make like a smoothie type ice cream. And whenever I do this, I always use my food processor because I find it chops it up and creates the consistency to be the best way that we enjoy it. So in order to get the consistency we like, I always make sure I use frozen bananas. I used some leftover frozen strawberry cubes that we had from another time we made smoothies. And then I had this berry medley that I found that I just grabbed a couple handfuls of and threw in there. I didn't add anything extra. This is literally just fruit mixed up in the food processor. Anytime I make a smoothie, I make sure that I set the frozen fruit out early for 10 minutes to thaw out because it's easier for the food processor to chop it up. And so I only had 2 girls this day that wanted smoothies, so I only have 2 cups of smoothies that I poured out. And then we always use special smoothie straws when we are drinking smoothies because it's just a lot easier. So whenever we have leftover smoothies, like if we don't drink it all out of our cups or in the food processor, I take the extra and I pour it into these little popsicle molds. They are silicone. I think I got them off Amazon. I'm not sure. I've had them for so long. But basically you just pour the smoothie in there, and then you just tap it down to get the air bubbles out and close the lid, and it has a really nice seal on it, so if you lay it if it gets knocked over in your freezer, it won't leak all over anything. Part of the reason that I love doing this is because it really cuts back on kitchen waste, which I'm very, very big on doing my best to prevent. So if you've been following along with us and watching our videos here on YouTube and Instagram, you're aware that we have been starting some of our seeds. Now, on one of my bookshelves, I had taken over a couple of the shelves, but I still had all of that other stuff all over the remainder of the shelves. So living in a small house means you need to shift things around and repurpose things temporarily for other projects. And so this bookshelf has gotten everything removed off of it, and the bookshelf got moved over to the window so that we can have a specific area with our grow lights and our seeds. And these shelves are going to slowly become overfilled with seeds and tiny plants that we have begun starting for our garden this year. And so I've got some of the pepper plants that we have started and the potatoes that we had in the last video. And in the coming weeks, we are going to be planting more and more seeds to fill these shelves up. As you can see, my stack of seeds that I pulled out of my seed containers is pretty high. And these are all of the seeds that we are going to be starting here in the next few weeks. I've got herbs and tomatoes and broccoli and all sorts of things. So I've got them set out, ready to go. That way we can just quickly grab a pack of seeds and get them started, and we don't have to go down under the house in the crawl space digging around for seeds that we need to start. And I've got all my grow lights set up, and then I have these grow lights left over for the bottom. The 14-year-old has confiscated all of my other grow lights, and the 16-year-old has some grow lights in her room as well. So I had to go restock my grow light collection, which again, you would have seen in some previous videos. So here I am, just after I got the shelves moved. I'm moving some of the plants over there that kind of are looking pitiful and need to have some extra sunlight on them. And we are ready to get these filled up with seeds. Heading back into the kitchen, something I did this week was I had made a big batch of oatmeal. And so I had a lot of leftover oatmeal, and I went ahead and took that oatmeal and turned it into a breakfast oatmeal cake. And I didn't use a recipe, I just kind of flung ingredients together. And if you've watched my other videos, you've kind of come to learn that I use recipes, but there's a lot of times where I don't. And so this is one of those times where I didn't. And this time it turned out all right, but it kind of was a flop. The cake turned out to be very, very dense. It wasn't fluffy at all. It was really, really good. It had great flavor, but it was just so dense, and I didn't get much of a rise out of it because of all of the moisture, and it was just a very heavy, heavy cake. But it did turn out good, and we did eat it, so it wasn't a complete failure. This week we've been working on restocking things for when we go vending this spring, summer, and fall. And the 7-year-old decided she was going to start working on restocking her clay creations, which is currently unicorns and dragons. So she's really enjoying that. And as I mentioned earlier and in a previous seed starting video, which I will link down below, we did take a trip to pick up these grow lights that were on major sale at one of our stores. So I grabbed 3 of them. I wish I would have grabbed 4, but I got 3 of them. And they are working out really well for us. So I'm really excited about that. I also found these little seed starting trays, which have a silicone bottom, and they're very flexible. I've been keeping an eye on the price of these and comparing prices, and I actually found that they were cheaper than anywhere else I could find at Tractor Supply. So we picked these up so we could get some seeds started in those soon. I wanted to try them out, and if I really like them, because they are a lot more durable and reusable, and if I really, really like them, then I'm going to get more because I think they're awesome. I also picked up a pack of jars. My suggestion, if you are wanting to build up your stockpile of jars to preserve food in, is to buy one at a time. Every time you take a trip to the grocery store, just buy a pack. All different sizes, just get one pack, and you'll eventually get a big stockpile going, because it can be a huge purchase all at once. So in order to hang these lights, I did have to put these hooks into the shelves and hang them from there. I didn't tell Matthew I was doing this. He found out after the fact, but he was totally okay with it because it worked out really well and it didn't ruin the shelves, and you really can't tell that the hooks are in there when the lights are off there and the crates and storage is put on the shelf. But as you can see, they're adjustable. You can hang them from different lengths. I wish the lights were longer, but they're gonna work just fine for what I need them to. And as you can see, the potatoes we set up here, the sprouts are getting bigger on them. So that's really exciting that that's working out for us. And I've got some other plants I put up there that just needed some extra sunlight. My cats, as you can see, were chewing on the leaves. So putting them up there will help prevent the cats from reaching them. And so these lights, what I really like about them is they plug into each other. So you only have one light plugged into an outlet, and they are just plugged into each other, and you just turn them on at the ends with the switch. So we've got these peppers, and I had purchased these trays for them to go in because the one to hold the water, the one tray I had to hold the water was cracked. So I had to get new trays, and they finally came in. I've been waiting for a while. Well, unfortunately, I ordered the wrong size, and these little cell trays that I've been using for years are too big. So they are definitely not going to fit in there. I really love these trays that I ordered that just came in. They're super durable. So what I'm going to do is, because these little 72 cell trays are kind of seeing the last of their days here within the next couple of years, I'm going to go ahead and cut it up. I'm just going to cut it to size. I'm cutting the last 3 rows off, and I'm going to make it fit. So I've got that end cut off of it, and then that one with those 3 taken off, it fits in there pretty well, but it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom because the water tray is deeper than the cell trays that I have. So I had to cut along the edge and cut off the front line to make it even smaller. But I just took the pieces that I cut off and put them in a separate tray, and I have a whole bunch of these 72 cell trays for seed starting, and I'm just going to cut them to size. See how I had to cut that one strip off the front? But by doing that, it fits down in there perfectly, and they're actually sprouting up, and they're doing really, really well now. So I'm going to just go ahead, and I think I got a 7-pack of these water trays. I'm just going to go ahead and cut down some of the other trays, cell trays, to fit snugly down in there so they can get the water. Something else that I did this week was I bottled up some of our tinctures. I always make tinctures for our family to use, and when I do, I make extra so that we can sell to other families. I did not record me bottling them up for YouTube, so I only have the video of me writing the labels out and labeling them. So I'm sorry about that, but I bottled up mimosa tincture, elderberry tincture, and mullein tincture. Those are the 3 that were ready to be bottled up and restocked. I was out of stock of mimosa, and I was very low in stock on mullein. And the elderberry is actually a new tincture that I'm adding to the Mountain Tribe Homestead stock, because I didn't make any. I made some before, but I only made enough for our family. I didn't make any extra. So that is something that we had worked on this week. And I will link our website down below if you're interested in checking those out. The 7-year-old and I took a trip to a store about an hour away. It's a small business, and we found some great deals on some things, and it was really exciting. We just spent some time with just her and I, and we got to see lots of fun things. So I will link a separate video down below where you can watch all of the stuff that we got and see all about our trip that we took. I'll link that down below. We are still spoiling the chickens with lots of treats and mealworm cakes and just taking care of them and going and hanging out with them. We are going to be starting a mealworm farm, so that process, I'm going to document it. The girls are going to do it. It's going to be a learning process. We've never done it before. We have had a regular worm farm, but we've never done a mealworm farm. So we are going to be learning all about that. So I look forward to sharing that experience with you guys. And our hens are starting to pick up on their egg laying schedule. So we are getting more and more eggs every day, which is super, super nice. So that's everything for this video. I am going to apologize because I've had some issues with the sound recording on the program that I use. So if it sounds wonky with the sound, I do apologize, but hopefully I'll get all of the kinks worked out. I'm still learning, and as I said in my previous videos, I am no professional with editing and documenting, editing videos of things that I've documented, but I'm doing my best and I'm learning as I go. So thanks for being patient, and I hope the sound isn't too wonky. There's our pretty basket of a handful of eggs we got. And we did get a little bit of snow in the northern peak of Virginia. We're still seeing little bits of snow here and there, which is exciting. It's so pretty, but I am looking forward to the warmer weather, so hopefully that will come soon. That's everything for this video. I really appreciate you guys following along on our journey, and there's going to be lots of interesting, fun adventures coming up, so I look forward to sharing those with you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time, friends. Bye!